Hey guys, Hello World here. Today I'm going to talk about jewels. This is a tutorial just going over jewels, what you can get from each jewel, and what each jewel's purpose kind of is. So first up, we have the square jewels. Now, square jewels are kind of like the defensive jewel. They give a lot of defensive stats, etc. For example, you can get flat resist from this jewel. You can get critical block, and you can get stun block, and lastly, you can get increasing healing input. So you can get more incoming healing. So again, incoming healing, critical block, stun block, and flat resist. Now you may not know what flat resist is, so if you like see this little symbol right here, you may be like, what is that symbol? So that means flat. That is flat resist. That's what the symbol means. And what flat resist is, however much damage you would take from a hit, remove that much from the damage. So again, let me just go back to my jewels. Give me 1 second. So for example, right, that's critical block. That's the critical block symbol. If I'm going to get with a shadow spell, and the shadow spell is supposed to do 1,000 damage, and I have this jewel equipped that gives me 41 flat resist, instead of taking exactly 1,000 damage, without taking regular resist into account, I will only take 959 damage. So that you subtract 41 from whatever damage you will receive after you go through resist. So let's say I have exactly 50 resist. The person attacking me has no pierce, so I have exactly 50. It's supposed to be 2,000 damage. With regular resist, I'm only going to take 1,000 out of that 2,000 damage. But if I have flat resist on top of my 50 regular resist, now I'm not only just cutting it in half, I'm also now gonna take 41 less damage from that hit. So again, if I was supposed to take 1,000 damage, if I have 41 flat resist, I'm only gonna take 959. So it kind of, I would say it's really good for like overtimes that almost do no damage to you, because then you'll be taking 0. Like if it's a weakened overtime and you have like 100 flat fire resist and it's like an elf, and their elf is only supposed to do like 100 damage, now you're going to be taking 0 damage. I'm not really a fan of flat resist. I honestly, if I had to like put a if I had to get a square jewel, I would probably go with either like incoming healing or maybe like critical block for the cheese. I don't know. I just don't really think flat resist is really all that good, but you know, it has its purposes. I don't really like the square jewel. Moving on. Next up, we have the triangle jewel. The triangle jewel can give you pip chance, shadow pip chance, accuracy, and it also can give you spells. So again, you can get a certain spell, a bunch of spells. You can get a lot of accuracy, a lot of spells, and yeah, pip chance. Now, I wouldn't really recommend going for pip chance unless you're like a low level wizard. Then go ahead, go for pip chance if you need it, or shadow chance. I mean, if you really need the shadow pip chance, if you're tired of not getting shads, go for a good shadow pip. But if you're like a low accuracy school that might fizzle, I'd just go for straight up accuracy. Like as a storm, I would go for accuracy. As a life, I go for accuracy because I don't have any triangle jewels that give shadow pip rating, so I kind of just went for accuracy. I didn't really feel like farming it. I don't really have any spells, I mean any triangle jewels that give good spells that I would like love to have, so I just went for accuracy just in case I get like smoke screened, for where I can still have a good chance of powering it. That's kind of why I use it. I mainly use the accuracy ones because 1, they're easy to get, and 2, if you get smoke screened, now you have a higher chance of not fizzling, even if you're a high accuracy school like life. But if you were to get the shadow pip chance one, that would be a really, really good one, even at high level. Moving on to circle jewels. The circle jewel is the opposite of the square jewel. So anything the square jewel does defensively, the circle jewel does offensively. So for example, it gives you flat damage, which just like flat resist, the way it works is if your attack, even after resist and after the boost, let's say it's supposed to do 1,000 damage, now you're gonna slap on another 20 damage onto it if you have this. So again, this is good for overtimes in my opinion. I don't really think it's good for regular hits unless you like need that extra 20 damage to kill. This is like if you don't want to, you know, if you're cutting it close but you need a little tiny bit more damage, I would go with flat damage. But again, this is really only good for overtimes in my opinion, just because since it's over 3 rounds, it's gonna do plus 20 damage over those 3 rounds, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that. I think that's how it works. So you can get flat damage, you can get critical, so critical chance you can get with these jewels, and you can also get, I believe, you can get outgoing as well, and pierce. So Pierce, I use it for Pierce. I use it for Pierce because Pierce is kind of hard to come by in this game, like a lot of Pierce. So I use the 40 Thieves Pierce jewels. So Pierce, flat damage, critical rating, and outgoing. But if I were to use a circle jewel, I would have to use it for Pierce, just because Pierce is so useful at high level, and even sometimes like helping low level, Pierce is great. So for circle jewels, I would recommend getting the Pierce jewels from 40 Thieves, and I made a video on them if you guys want to go watch that. Next up, we have the Tear Jewel, which is kind of weird because really all it does is it gives you either energy, mana, or health. I'm pretty sure that's really all it does. And there's a chance, I think there might be some that give you like fishing luck, but again, tier jewels are pretty weird. It's either health, mana, energy, or fishing luck. They don't really give you like any offensive or defensive stats. Lastly, we have the star jewels. Now, star jewels are kind of a jack of all trades kind of a thing. It can give you a lot of different things. I don't know if it can give you every stat in the game, but I'm pretty sure star jewels are pet only jewels. Yeah, I'm pretty sure star jewels are for your pet, and it gives you basically anything the square, triangle, circle, or tier jewel can give you, except on your pet. So just know star jewels can probably give you just about anything in the game, but only to a specific extent. So yeah, that is my gear guide on jewels. Hopefully it helped if you didn't already know these things, and now you know like what to look for if you like are gonna get a circle jewel, if you need to get a triangle jewel. Now you know like what you might want in the future. So again, I really hope this video helped you guys out, and I'll see you guys later. Hello world out.